All right, everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be watching by the Actman a video titled Activision Blizzard is a hilariously bad company. I saw like the first minute and a half of this. Somebody sent it to me in Discord and I was like, okay, I'm going to have to watch this on stream. They said it was really good, so I thought I'd watch it while I'm, sitting here drinking my protein shake. Anyways, I hope you like the video. Of course, like always, I'll be pausing the video from time to time to make some comments, take some feedback from the audience as well. If you guys have anything you want to comment about the video while it's playing, go right ahead. I'll stop the video. We can talk about it. Anyways, let's check this out. Again, the title is Activision Blizzard is a hilariously bad company. Like Captain Obvious here, right?
What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and after questioning every aspect of my life recently, I've decided to come back.
No longer eligible to monetize.
It's time to get back to doing what I love most. Because if there's one thing we can all count on in life, it's that Activision Blizzard will always find a way to make themselves look really, really good.
Why are we still here?
This is a very beloved and well...
Hold on, what was that? Activision Blizzard employee claims she had breast milk stolen at work. Yikes. Do you think, like, what do you think it was? Do you think somebody saw it and they were like, oh, I'm going to use this as cream for my coffee? Or do you think it was some, like, sick pervert? Oh, my God. Okay. I got to find the article for that. Either tossed or stolen some creepy reason.
Really good.
Yikes.
Why are we still here?
This is a very beloved and well-respected company within the game industry, and it has a long history of ethical business practices and decisions, and almost no history to speak of regarding controversy. I'm talking, of course, about Activision Blizzard. Yes, that one.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Those of you thinking I'm being...
Quick story. I was at this BlizzCon.
That one.
I was at this BlizzCon back here. So we're on this video, you can see over here, there was a bunch of tables set up with huge boxes on them that were painted black, or they were wooden boxes, painted black on top of these tables. And I was invited to go into this area as a content creator, basically. And we were basically held there for like 2 hours, nowhere to sit, just standing there on cement. Like it was tiring, basically. And they told us that we were going to be testing the latest product, product that they're coming out. It hadn't been announced or anything like that. And this is the same year that Warcraft Reforged was supposed to come out. So just before, you can go back and watch the BlizzCon footage. Just before these guys came out, it was the Warcraft Reforged guys, and we thought they're all right. They're going to announce Warcraft Reforged. They're going to lift up the boxes, and there's going to be like a computer, like laptops there, and we're going to be sitting there playing Warcraft Reforged. We were actually kind of excited. The Warcraft Reforged guys got off the stage, and then these guys came on for Diablo whatever mobile, and we're like, oh, what the hell? We were all bummed out. And then they announced that it's Diablo Immortal or whatever, and then the boxes come off, and it's a bunch of like Samsung Galaxy phones that are like attached to like a some device, and we were able to like sit there and play Diablo Immortal or whatever on these mobile phones. And we're like, I'm sitting there looking at my buddies that were there with me, and I'm like, this sucks. Like we've stood here for 2 hours for this crap, and after like 5 minutes, I was like, let's go. And one of my buddies, Crom, who you might know, excuse me, he told me, no, we can't. And I'm like, what do you mean we can't? He's like, we can't because we signed these agreements when we came in that we had to stick around for the entire like thing. And we were stuck there for like half an hour. It actually sucked. I wanted to go play, because they had the classic demo going on as well. And we wanted to go back and play that. So, because Classic hadn't come out yet that year. That would have been the year, or the BlizzCon before Classic launched.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Those of you thinking I'm being sarcastic, well, just take a look at this article. Activision Blizzard clears itself of any wrongdoing. I mean, What more proof do you possibly need? Case closed. Now let's all pre-order Diablo 4, shall we?
Copy that.
And so because this company can't seem to go 1 month without doing something amazing, I felt we should all take the time to point out all the spectacular things AB has done recently. But before we do that, I'm proud to announce that this video is sponsored by War Thunder, a vehicular combat multiplayer game.
My video is not sponsored by them,
Activision
though.
Blizzard
So
clears
we're not
itself
watching it.
of any wrongdoing. The Call of Duty publisher says it's the victim of an unrelenting barrage of media criticism. They're the victims in all of this, you guys. But on the real, I feel like the Blizzard half of this company continues to prove how far one can fall.
Everyone feel bad for Blizzard. Do you guys feel bad for Blizzard in chat? How many of you feel bad for Blizzard? Everyone, it's boo-hoo for Blizzard. They're the victims here.
At this point, it's like your best buddy is hooked on crack and you've been denying it for years, but you have to face reality. Your best friend is a crack addict, and nothing you do will change that. They're never going to kick the habit. Such is my relationship with Blizzard. I love the title of this article. It is ripe for the memes. After conducting a thorough investigation, O.J. Simpson has cleared himself of any wrongdoing. I can only hope this company is getting all their shitty behavior out before they get acquired by Microsoft. So this article is about that, that big sexual harassment lawsuit. Wait, can I still say sexual?
Press F to pay respects.
You know that lawsuit that alleged female employees were being harassed because they were females? There we go. That they were being discriminated against.
Whatever happened to that?
Being passed up for promotions because they might get preggers and all manner of horrible things. Remember that lawsuit? Well, luckily, after a thorough investigation, Activision Blizzard has decided that you're totally crazy, dude. You're not being gaslit. And there never was any systemic issue with harassment, discrimination, or retaliation at AB. Well, thank goodness for that. Now we can all rest easy. This investigation was conducted by a Activision Blizzard board of directors, and I'm sure
I'm gonna pull that card. Anytime somebody blames me for something, I'm just gonna do a self-evaluation of the situation and declare that no, I'm innocent of any wrongdoing. I'm gonna start doing that in my life.
this group held no bias whatsoever towards the company they were representing, or were subtly encouraged to portray it in a positive light. But the article continues. There is no evidence to suggest that AB senior executives ever intentionally ignored or attempted to downplay the instances of gender harassment that occurred and were reported. Basically, leadership wasn't aware, and therefore you can't hold them accountable. I mean, fair enough, I wasn't there, I didn't lead this investigation. I have no idea what the truth is, aside from the company settling this lawsuit for $18 million.
Oh, they did? Actually, I didn't hear about this.
God
actually.
damn. Well, good for
18
those
million.
employees that won the big bucks. And good for Activision Blizzard, because they've since made back all of that money with the release of Diablo Immortal, a perfectly ethical video game.
Jeez.
So no biggie. I'm gonna go buy some legendary gems now. Here in America, we stand by the belief that if you have problems, you should be able to throw money at it and watch it all disappear. That is a
Sounds
true
right.
American belief. Whatever
That's right.
the case is, I
You've got enough money, it'll solve all of your problems. That sounds right.
think we can all agree that something happened at the company for this lawsuit to be settled for $18 million. This is just paying for silence, you know? I mean, the fact that there were allegations of employees stealing breast milk is...
What?
That is just...
breast milk. I have several questions. Number one, who's bringing breast milk to work and to Activision Blizzard? And number two...
like, I didn't even think of that. Like, was it... Is there like a daycare in the area? Maybe there is. Some large, like, corporate campuses have, like, daycare. So maybe?
Who
I don't know.
at Activision Blizzard is stealing breast milk? Apparently they have like some internal nursery or something, which
Okay,
I
like
get,
I
you know.
said.
Activision Blizzard devs demand breastfeeding protections and other reforms. They're advocating for the safety of their breast milk. I think it's safe to say we live in a society. But apparently a group of employees at AB have banded together with a list of demands, and one of those is to have witnesses at HR meetings. That sentence just makes me feel dirty, dude. Like what the fuck happened in these meetings for workers to demand witnesses?
You are in direct violation of Penal Code 113, Section 9. You now have 5 seconds to comply. 4.
They say they want all HR meetings documented. But don't worry, says Blizzard spokesperson Jessica Taylor. We have, for example, already upgraded our lactation facilities. And I just learned that Activision Blizzard has lactation facilities.
Exactly.
Jesus, they have a whole list of breastfeeding related demands. I mean, you go girl and all that. I just find this whole concept extremely bizarre. But then again, I also have a penis. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand. Maybe I'm supposed to support. Apparently, the internet also turned private detective trying to uncover who the identity of this mysterious Robin Hood of breast milk was, and they might have narrowed it down.
My
now,
God.
I can't find a high-quality shot of this 4chan post, but according to this Kotaku article, apparently some guy said he worked at a large tech company, that he often raided the lactation room. He would then pour some of the milk into a water bottle, drinking it before a workout for maximum gains.
My God.
Ew. Get out of here, man.
Back in November, thousands of employees had also staged a walkout in protest of Bobby Kotick and asking him to resign. I mean, that's just crazy. So good for them for sticking up for workers' rights, and I hope they win, and I hope Activision Blizzard treats its employees better. So now that I can't do ad breaks, here's the part where I promote my Patreon. Please consider donating. I can't promise a whole bunch of rewards, but I do make exclusive posts there informing people about upcoming videos and plans. So moving on, back in May, AB announced this King's Diversity tool, which drew a lot of criticism, and for good reason. They, quickly rewrote this article, but thankfully the Wayback Machine exists. But I feel it's important to note that the people who designed this system disavowed this article and the way AB was trying to use it. So let's take a look at the original article and then compare it to the new one. So what is this diversity tool? Well, it's a way for Activision Blizzard to assign number values to a character based on their physical disabilities, gender, race, ethnicity, skin color, sexual orientation, you name it, and assign a number value to that, grading its diversity. With this innovative new system, the character design process now has a tangible way of avoiding token.
Was this, hold on. Here's a representing games. We want barriers to access lower. We want, how do we convert this feedback from?
Stereotypes.
I gotta
and
find this article and
exclusion.
read it
I
afterwards.
love how they bring up tokenism while admitting how much value they place on characters simply for their diversity rating, as I'll call it. Isn't that what tokenism is? Including characters not because of the value they add as a fictional person, but rather the checkbox that they mark off. I find something just inherently distasteful about that philosophy. These mother truckers also grade characters based on disabilities. God, this is so fucking weird, man. I'm creeped out. I feel like spiders are crawling up my legs right now. It's like even when Activision Blizzard is trying to do something good, they end up
They still
doing
fucking,
something.
They seriously still fuck it up every time. Say it's the same as, I hate to say this, but same as the launch of or the new expansion reveal. It felt like they were forcing the whole, look at us now, we are an equality based company. It was like they were throwing it in your face, when if they actually were, they wouldn't need to do that. If you know what I mean. And I know people mentioned it after they announced the game and they had the Q&A and stuff like that. It was just okay, if there's one thing that was obvious about that, it wasn't so much what was going on in the game, but it was Blizzard saying, hey, look at us now, we're not We're not sexual perverts anymore. We're an equal opportunity employer now. That's what it seemed to be. That was more important than actually the launch of the game. And like a company that actually was like that wouldn't need to like, wave that they are or anything like that. But hopefully they are now. Hopefully they're better.
Terrible instead. I mean, yeah, you can say this is from a good place, like, yeah, we want to see ourselves represented in games, don't we all? The question that does remain is this: how do we convert this feedback from a collective desire into a tangible reality? It's like, maybe you can't. The Diversity Space Tool is a measurement device to help identify how diverse a set of character traits are, and in turn how diverse that character and casts are when compared to the norm. Implying there is some kind of diversity standard or lack thereof. Like, what is the norm for diversity? Like, you can quantify how diverse a group of people are, but you can't attach a number value to an individual. Like, that's so weird. Maybe this tool can be used for something good, but the way Blizzard represented it feels dystopian. Like, imagine if the government got a hold of this. You also can't really trust Activision.
Could you imagine getting a survey in the mail and you had to fill out, like assign a number to like your gender, your sexual identity, your, any disabilities, height, weight, all that sort of stuff, and asked to send that back into the government?
Blizzard to mean what they say when they say diversity is important to them. Like, this company is mathematically engineering its video game characters to appeal to the broadest demographic possible, which isn't inherently a bad thing.
You know what you could do as a company, instead of like going through all of this, you could just not be an asshole. Hire people based on, their skill, and not hire them based on their sex, their attractiveness, their weight, their height, their race. Don't be an asshole. Just hire the person that is, genuinely best for the job. Promote people based on their ability to lead and take that next step in the company. That doesn't mean that they're the best is like software designer. It might mean that they're a better leader or something like that, but just don't be an asshole.
It's just, we're talking about Activision Blizzard.
You don't want to do that. You think you do, but you don't.
So you bet your sweet buns that diversity and money are two inextricable terms to them. Alana Cole says the tool was tested by the dev teams working on Call of Duty Vanguard. We used the diversity tool to figure out what more diversity looks like across all our characters in both campaign, multiplayer, and live seasons. See, I knew I was onto something when I was talking about how boring and uninspired the Vanguard cast of characters were. Like it feeds into that idea that these games are being mathematically engineered, scientifically engineered to be as diverse as possible. Not because it makes the games better, but because they want to appeal to everyone. I feel like when I can tell that you're trying to be diverse and it doesn't feel natural, then it feels like there's an ulterior motive there, and it turns me off. Overwatch is actually pretty good about its diversity and variety of characters because the basis of the story is the best operators from all over the world coming together, and it's a hero shooter. It makes sense. The diversity in Overwatch is cool. The Overwatch 2 team at Blizzard also had a chance to experiment with the tool with equally enthusiastic first impressions. Now let's look at the updated article. I'm surprised they didn't start with, "It seems this blog post struck a nerve." There has been conversation online regarding this tool, particularly concerning its intent and our commitment to diversity. We've edited this blog post to clarify that this prototype is not being used in active game development.
So that was a fucking lie.
It's not being used in active game development, folks. It's only being used in COD Vanguard and Overwatch 2. How could you walk back this straight up lie, you know? The objective of using the tool is to uncover unconscious bias by identifying existing norms and representation and acknowledging growth opportunities for inclusion. I'ma keep it real with you, Activision Blizzard. This isn't gonna make people forget about that massive sexual harassment lawsuit. The tool identifies what stereotypical characters and
that's another thing too, like when Blizzard hey Fanatical, that's another thing that Blizzard had done too, is all this shit came up and immediately they were just putting out fires and making it look like, hey, look, we're not like that, we're doing this, we're doing that, and trying to make it as though they'd always been like this when it's just obviously not the case. This is
different genres look like, which are not always.
And even when they try to fix a problem like this, they can't. Like they still fuck it up even further. Like that's part of the problem. They still screw it up even further.
The most conducive or representative of diversity. Yeah, but sometimes stereotypes are fun in video games. Just look at the cast of the Call of Duty Zombies crew. Exaggerated stereotypes, when applied equally, allow us to all laugh at ourselves. I don't know, this whole article just feels like such a robotic, sterile, cold, and corporate way of looking at character creation in video games. Like, why do you need some kind of diversity calculator in order to make good, unique characters? I just feel like that's normal storytelling, that's art. It comes from a passion to deliver an experience or a feeling to people. Moreover, why do you need to brag about this tool and write up a blog post if your motives aren't to get brownie points? Especially alarming is how you removed all reference of it being used in active game development. Like, come on, we know you're using this in Overwatch 2.
Again, exactly what I said. They're basically throwing this out there for brownie points to take people's mind off of all the other crap that they were doing.
Speaking of Overwatch 2, Overwatch 2 will be a free-to-play live service. God damn it.
Oh no, not again.
I feel like the term live service has just been completely soured over the years. Like, I'm sure Blizzard can handle it, but with how they've created Diablo Immortal, everyone has to start asking some serious questions about what kind of ethical problems Overwatch 2 is going to have, because it's going to have some of those. And while this game is marketed,
it's going to cost you $70,000 to get all of your characters' gear. That's what'll happen.
As a sequel, it's more like a blob that's going to absorb the current Overwatch and change it into something you may like or may not. Apparently, the format is switching from 6v6 to 5v5, which I feel like poses a lot of problems. With only one tank on each team, it's like, I'm sure it'll be fun, but I stopped playing Overwatch because the game felt more and more restrictive with later updates and changes. Role queue takes so much fun out of the game.
I've never actually played Overwatch. It has not been anything that I've even looked at as interesting at all.
Part of the appeal of Overwatch was that you could change characters at any point, and now you can't. Now you have to be a specific
I just think it looks goofy.
Class of character and stick to that. Like, imagine if they did this to League of Legends. God damn, people would be pissed. The free-to-play nature is likely there to lower your expectations for what a sequel should be. And if you like the current version of Overwatch, well...
No, the free-to-play is so that they can charge you for, like, everything in the game. You watch, it'll be the same as Diablo. They will be charging for, like, the most ridiculous crap in the world. Probably, like, being able to get into, their battlegrounds or whatever they're called faster, or, past the queues. I don't know.
Too bad. It's going to be replaced entirely, whether you like that or not. Some of the other highly advertised features include maps, but the time of day is different.
You'll have to pay for maps?
You mean the bright map is now dark and the dark map is now bright? What? I don't know if this is just me, but I'd be much more excited for Overwatch 2. Number one, if AB wasn't such a terrible company, but also if it was marketed as like a full-priced sequel. Just sell me the game, Overwatch is still fun. However, with Blizzard's track record, I wouldn't be surprised if the breast milk was stolen with this one too. Luckily, they've been focusing on the important things, like changing McCree's name to Cole Cassidy. I'm still calling him McCree. Moving on to Diablo Immortal. I always feel like Blizzard intentionally packages terrible news or terrible games with things they know people are going to be excited about. I can't tell if they were trying to be crafty or stupid with showing Diablo 4 gameplay.
Are you guys going to try Diablo 4? Free-to-play games is like a shady dealer that slips you the fentanyl when you came for weed. I guess that analogy probably works. Like, you look at any free-to-play MMOs, like, most MMOs are basically like that now, but you get to a point where it's like, okay, I gotta pay some money for this now. But it is kind of scummy, to be honest. Like, they suck you in, and then it's like, okay, I mean, originally the price of the game would have been like $40 or maybe $60, but then you get to a point, it's like, okay, well, if I want to progress really at a normal rate, I'm going to have to pay like $200 to get all this other crap, you know? Anyways.
Play just 10 days after Immortal came out.
How many of you guys are going to be playing Diablo 4? Like, are you guys interested in playing Diablo 4? I was blown away at the launch, but again, it was just the trailer for it, right? But I don't know if I'll try it, but probably not actually.
Diablo Immortal, if you don't know, is one of the most insidious examples of video game monetization in history. Blizzard has gone so far down the path of greed, they've actually outdone themselves, with Immortal having beaten the previous record.
And I gotta say, like, everybody here's seen all the streamers that have like complained about the amount of money that they had to spend to get their character leveled up. What person in their right mind would start playing the game and then like an hour or two into it start pumping in like $200 into the game to start advancing with their character? Like, I think any sensible person would be like, no, this is ridiculous, and they would back away. And that's one thing that I saw when I was watching the streamers play the game. I'm like, wait, you're complaining that you've spent $5,000 on this game in the first weekend? Like, what are you doing? Like, back away. Like, this is ridiculous that you're spending it. And then they'd sit there and be yelling at the screen. It's like, what are you yelling at Blizzard for? You went and spent $5,000. Like, I thought it was a little overdone, to be honest, to be fair. Probably I would say that it was a little over dramatic because they probably didn't need to spend that much. And as much as I blame Blizzard for a lot of crap, if you're spending $5,000 on a video game in one weekend, you need help, period. If they allowed you to spend $5,000, okay, but I'm sure you didn't have to spend $5,000 or whatever the prices were. It was a little overdone, but I guess their point was made.
Metacritic user score, a record previously held by Blizzard with Warcraft 3 Reforged. Now, for shits and giggles, let's see how much money we would have to spend based on the odds to get a 5-star gem, the best kind of item. This app calculates how much it could potentially cost you to get a 5-star legendary gem. In fact, one streamer had spent over $10,000 without getting one.
You know which streamer that was?
Well, would you look at that? Only 6,925 buckaroos. And you only have to complete 2,770 dungeons. What a steal! Now, we all know mobile games have a tendency to be monetized in ways that are questionable, but the extent of Immortal and the fact that it comes from Blizzard, it just pushes the boundaries of video game monetization in ways yet unseen by man. Truly, some demonic forces have—
Hold on, let me read comments here. Gaming companies are now officially worse than online casinos. That's another video I was told about that I wanted to watch as well. What was going on with like online casinos on Twitch and stuff like that. I think I'll save that for another day maybe, or maybe we can watch it after this one. But it was like, I don't know if you agree or disagree with the online casino thing, but anyways, they're pretty scummy. And the sheer scumbaggery of Diablo Immortal turned me off from the Diablo franchise. I haven't played Diablo. I played Diablo 3, got through like the first whatever, the whole first thing, finish the game or whatever, and then it had me restart it or restart the campaign or whatever. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing this all over again. I just did it, but this is now on a harder mode. I'm like, no, this is boring. I love Diablo 2 and original Diablo as a kid, like loved it. But Diablo 3, I was kind of like, meh. The trailer for Diablo 4 looked cool. I thought I might like to try it, but this whole Diablo Immortal stuff, like honestly, if Blizzard had any morals, any values, they would look at how much people are spending on getting their gems, and they'd be like, you know what? They'd make something up. They'd be like, you know what? We screwed up on the calculations. It's not the percentage to get this gem should not be that high. It's supposed to be whatever this high. Instead of 1%, it's supposed to be 5%. And then refund people money accordingly, depending on how much money they'd spent so far. Like if they had any moral values whatsoever, but they don't, and they won't refund people their money. I'd be surprised if they ever did something like that. Spend $10K on Diablo 4, sue Blizzard for enabling people with gambling addiction. For $10 in profit, yeah. This sounds like the new life plan of Dan Blazarian. Whatever happened to that guy? The guy's like nowhere now. He just takes money from his dad's trust fund and then lie about earning it in poker. Is that where he actually got the money from? I haven't seen that guy in like the news or YouTube videos in forever.
Have taken over at Blizzard, but it's much more likely that they've been there the whole time. It's very insidious how the store is specifically set up to encourage players to buy the $25 bundle of gems by making the other bundles just shy of the amount of orbs you need to buy legendary gems. Just like how Blizzard is mathematically engineering diversity, so too has Diablo Immortal been mathematically perfected to be the most profitable video game possible. Red Shirt Guy tried to warn us.
What? Did it say 500,000? Oh my god. Wow. That is absurd.
The most profitable video game possible. Red Shirt Guy tried to warn us.
Hey, just was wondering, is this
I was there. I was not far from where he was standing.
an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
He tried to stop Diablo Immortal from releasing, from infecting the phones of innocent people, and we didn't listen. We didn't listen.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Blizzard also tried to warn us. Quickly, burn your phone, everyone, so you don't install Diablo Immortal. Take that! Just when you thought loot boxes were done for and on the path to obscurity, just when you thought the industry consumers and fucking lawmakers all agreed that loot boxes were gambling and terrible, well, Blizzard has successfully found a way to reintroduce loot boxes while trying to sidestep gambling laws. Yeah, luckily it didn't fool the people of Belgium or other countries where this practice is.
It would be hilarious. Didn't it just recently get banned in China? It did. Did it not just recently get banned in China like a week or two ago? I think it did. Like that's like their biggest market. Like I think I actually read somewhere that it's now been banned. It's now maybe been banned in China. I'd have to look it up, but I think I saw that somewhere.
Is prohibited now. I can't say I'm surprised by this level of dedication to reintroduce loot boxes. Blizzard does not have to disclose the odds of these legendary gems.
It released in China today. For some reason, I thought I heard somewhere that China had banned something that was like some video. I thought it was Diablo Immortal, or it was a video game anyway.
Gems and whatnot, because technically there's some in-game skill required to get to the loot box, and therefore isn't gambling. All this stuff is described in perfect detail.
Oh my god! So this is the same thing. I don't know if you guys have this where you guys live. Do you guys ever have those It's not gambling. It's like you're able to win a prize, but in certain areas, like certain provinces, like there's a province here in Canada called Quebec, where I'm not sure if it's illegal, but they're not actually allowed to like win prizes through like online things. Like you fill out this form or whatever, and you could win this or win that. But there's also places where you have to fill out like a skill testing question. And it'll be something absurd like 4 + 2 × 2 plus 3 equals what? And you've got to answer the question and answer it correctly in order to be like possibly like actually win the prize. It's actually pretty absurd. And of course, the mathematical question is usually a math question. It's absurdly easy, and I'm like one of those questions where people forget bed mass. It's surprising how many people probably get it wrong.
In the video, The Immoral Design of Diablo Immortal by Josh Strife.
Or I think some people call it PIMDAS or whatever, like brackets. What is it? Brackets, exponents, blah blah blah, whatever. Order of operations.
Pays, and I highly recommend watching that. Diablo Immortal sets a new low for gaming, but also Blizzard. At least with loot boxes and Overwatch, like the cute and fun characters gave some kind of justification for purchase, but the stuff you buy in Diablo Immortal is to progress the actual game. Bruh, like I said, it seems AB always has some new game to announce right around the time a bunch of people are really pissed off at them. Sir, more-
Oh my god, it is amazing that Blizzard has had all these effing issues for the last, like, however long now, last few years now, and they still manage to screw things up so badly by releasing a game like this.
Allegations of sexual harassment in the workplace have surfaced. Oh, no problem. How's that trailer for over?
Imagine if they were like, you know what we need to do in order to get past all these sexual harassment allegations and stuff like that. We need to come up with something even bigger of a screw up in order to take that off of everybody's mind. Let's come up with a video game that like just gouges everyone's pockets and have everyone talk about that instead.
Overwatch 2 coming. Doesn't this new video game make you forget about all the stolen breast milk at our company? Torbjorn says no
Exactly.
to sexual harassment. I don't know, man. Big companies like this tend to show you who they really are with their actions and not their meaningless words. As funny as it is that stuff like stolen breast milk can be a punchline for my many, many jokes, the truth is that some pretty terrible things happened at Blizzard, most likely. But humor is how I always deal with tragedy. In any case, it's hard to be excited for any upcoming Blizzard games given their horrible track record. Truth is, if they were to announce Warcraft 4, I'd probably be like, great, can't wait to see how they ruin that one too. That's where my mind is at with Blizzard games. The only new stuff I'm interested from them is re-releasing old games, like Wrath of the Lich King. But who knows, maybe Activision Blizzard will get acquired by Microsoft, and this will all be some horrible dream that we look back on and laugh. So thank you all for watching the misadventures of Activision Blizzard. They are a hilariously bad company. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it and subscribe. Don't forget to check out War Thunder in the description below. Make sure you click the link in the description and download it today to get those exclusive rewards. And a big thank you to all my new patrons. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out.
That was a good video. I'm glad we watched it. Give it a like, of course. I don't know. Like, he basically summed up everything that we've talked about for like several years now. But it's amazing how Blizzard just keeps shooting themselves in the foot. They can't help themselves, and every time they why is this guy's channel not monetizable anymore? Almost 1.6 million subscribers. Is he serious about that? Anyways, it's amazing that they don't have a proper PR person that they've hired that they can have say, listen, we need to like revamp the look of our company and have people understand or make us look to be like, hey, we're actually doing something here. And it's like they're just like, no, we don't need to spend money on that. We don't need somebody to be our PR person and to be able to, you know, put like make us look good to the public. And they just keep screwing things up. So they had the sexual allegation things, and you know that was going on for many years. They banned that one player from tournaments. That looked terrible. You know, then they've had other things. Now they've got Diablo Immortal. It's like it's one thing after another, and things just don't get better. And I don't think that they've announced that they're doing anything to actually like fix the prices of Diablo Immortal. I haven't heard them saying anything about reducing the price to pay for these gems or anything like that, or fixing anything like that. So I mean, it's just pure profit for them. Is it looks like, and that's all they really seem to care about. And quite frankly, um, if that's their stance with Diablo Immortal, the other stuff, like the stuff that's happened over the last few years, the sexual harassment, the, all that other, everything else, they're probably not really serious about fixing it. They'll probably put it like they'll probably put lipstick on it and try and pretend that oh hey look, we're actually doing something different. They'll you know they'll say things but not actually do things to make things that look like it's better. Yeah, body type 1, body type 2, or hey, look, we're going to bring out some people onto the stage to do our Q&A to make it, and we're not going to actually say that this is what it's for, but everybody's sitting there watching the Q&A going, this is pretty painfully obvious that you're using these people strictly to pretend like your company is inclusive. Like it screamed that when that was going on, and I was like, geez, you guys are being like, it made it, honestly, it made me feel worse about Blizzard, because it made me feel like they were using people to make themselves look better, when I don't think that anything has really changed within the company. They're just they used a couple of people to say, hey, look, we're inclusive now, when that's not actually the fact. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to end this one off there. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help with my channel. And I do stream 6 nights a week from Tuesday to Sunday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. Generally play World of Warcraft, but sometimes I play other things as well. If you want to talk about anything else, gaming related, nerd related, please come visit me at twitch.tv/Alodar. And of course, all the links will be down below. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon.